Hey guys, Aussie Steve here from Home Buyer Louisiana. I'm here with Courtney Fricky. We're here at a property we bought about a year ago now, right?
Just a little bit over a year ago.
So
in Slidell.
yeah, in Slidell. We bought the house next door as well over here, which we bought that at the same time a year ago. But this is the first time I've seen the property actually. So me and Courtney partnered on it. She had seen it before we closed on it, but I haven't been there. So I'm actually here for the first time. There were tenants in place, and they've been in the property for since we bought it, but they've just moved out. So now we're coming to have a look at it, checking it out, and seeing what we're going to do. It's an interesting story how we bought it. Maybe I'll get you to tell the story, Courtney.
Sure. So an investor friend of ours reached out and said, hey, look, we're having problems. In order for us to, we have these two properties. We can't sell them unless we put more money into them. Very specifically, they were on the same well. And unless they separated the wells, which is $7,000 is like something that we pay to put a well in here. Unless they put $7,000 plus they did more work into the houses, they weren't going to be able to sell them. This property had a loan on it. That one they owned free and clear. And they're like, we just want our money out of, all of our money is left in this one house, right? So they were struggling because in order to get their money out here of this house, they were struggling. They didn't want to have to go get another loan. And they wanted their cash out to go use it for other things. And they, honestly, these properties had work that they needed to put into them, and they didn't want to do that. So we were able to help them. We bought that house for cash. And actually, the way the deal worked out here is they did have a loan on this one. And so we were able to buy this property subject to their existing loan. But in doing that, we paid them more on that one than we normally would with our cash offer. In essence, we were able to buy this one with maybe some creative financing, and then that one traditionally with cash. So we were able to help them get what they needed. This is why not every transaction is the same. And so another thing is we were able to keep the tenants in here. Like I said, they lived in here the last year, and then they moved out because they had somewhere else they wanted to move to. And so we were able to help with that. But during that time, we had both Steve and I were not here locally. We both were out of town when multiple things happened on this one. And we said, okay, immediately go fix them. And those things happen with rental properties. And so we know maybe you're a landlord and you're struggling to keep up with the repairs. Not to mention the insurance rate's going up. Not to mention maybe your taxes are going up. Not to mention, this interest rate environment. The market is slowing down. I just saw a report from Redfin the other day saying that, New Orleans is one of the slowest markets. Is the slowest market in the country because it takes over 70 plus days just to get someone to make an offer on a property, to go on a contract. And so we do a lot of different things with our properties. Sometimes we buy them, we fix them up, and we resell them. Sometimes we buy them and rent them out like we did with this one. And then sometimes what we do is we'll buy them and then we sell them on a rent-to-own to families who are just close to being able to be homeowners themselves. And because we do all those different things, we can help serve so many more sellers who need options. Because if someone's just a flipper, if they come in and the house maybe doesn't need as much work, that might be difficult for them. Or if it's a rental, you come into it and it needs a ton of work and it may not make a good rental. There's a lot of things where because we do multiple things, we can solve more people.
So Courtney, question for you. What are we going to do with this property? And just a little side note, the reason I'm asking is because I have no idea. So we're here to discuss what we're going to do now. Now the property's vacant. We bought it over a year ago. And now we need to decide what we want to do because there's many options and we're pretty flexible. So, we're actually not sure what we're going to do next. We have some multiple options. So, Courtney, tell us, what are we going to do? Because I want to know.
I don't know. I think we have to do a little homework because the market is changing. And that is something that we have to play into account. But we haven't stopped helping people, which means we haven't stopped buying. And so with each property, we have to reassess and we have to go look, what is the market doing? And what would be the best scenario. So I think Steve and I both have some homework to do to figure out what we can do. But know that
I was hoping she was going to do my homework for me then, by the way, guys. That failed.
Right. So there's a level there, though, is if you're a seller and you're looking at selling, know that the market is impacting our options right now. And so those are things to keep in mind. We've got to kind of do some homework. Not only do we have to go look and see, you know, what's going on in the neighborhood, we also might talk to some professionals and say, hey, you know, what do these things look like? If you've owned a rental for a long time, you know, you should always talk to a CPA. What's going to be my tax ramifications for selling? Because if Uncle Sam's going to, you know, put his hand out and want a large chunk, that's going to impact your view of the results of the sale. It really will. And honestly, if you've owned anything for over 5 years, you should.
I'll show you around real quick. So yeah, so basically we're figuring it out. You know, we could flip it, we could turn it back into a rental, we could sell it on a rent to own. So we actually redid this bathroom. So that was one of the problems we had. So this we actually fixed up. But you'll see, you know, the house is a little dated, the kitchen's pretty dated. But you know, as a rental, it's been fine. And like I said, there were some issues. We had some rodents and possums and stuff, and so there were some issues to fix. As a rental, if we do want to turn this into a rental, we're going to need to bring it updated a little bit. If we want to flip it, then we're going to have to do a lot more updates than that. So look, we'll see. We're pretty flexible. This is what we do. We do property for a living. We do it full time. So you know, we have multiple things we can do, and that's why generally when you reach out to us, we can be creative and come up with a solution, because we don't just have to flip it. We don't just have to do it a rental. We have many ways to help you. So we'll figure out what we're going to do in this one. Maybe we'll update you later. So thanks. If you're looking to sell your house, you can reach out to me, Steve from Home Buyer Louisiana, Courtney from Deep Roots Property Solutions. You can reach out to us individually. We do a lot of work together as well. So, you know, we own a lot of properties together as well. So cool. Thanks guys. See you later. Courtney.
Bye.